Welcome everyone. Today I'll make a video on how to do the keep for beginners, so your first kill. This is the setup that I'll be using. I'll also use a non-fused gas trap and a non-fused shrine, so that's not in the deck yet. I'll go through my stats first. This is my tank that I'm using. I'm only using one accessory, which I think if you can use 3, it's pretty easy to get these stats. I have a bad giraffe, bad shield and a decent weapon. Like the set bonus is really important. Spinning steel is a really good set bonus. These are the stats for tank. Then on my harpoon I'm using transcendent armor with bad passives, no upgrades. I have 3.5k power and I am using the godly rune. I think I'm using the runes because I think it's pretty easy for everyone to get like a level 5 or level 6 rune. And if you have a bit higher stats, then it's pretty much the same. The blossoms, I'll be using blossoms, so pretty much the same, bad gear, 3k power, but with the rune. This one's not as important, I'm only placing 2 blossoms. You can probably do without it and just place harpoons, but I use blossoms. Then the monk is just for range, 4k range almost. And I'm using a fused healing aura for some extra rift armor. Then for overclock beam, low power, I'm using the godly overdrive, and yeah, this is the siren rune just for the bubble. Also, I know I'm gonna get some comments on these godly runes that I'm using, so I'm gonna show you here with a comparison that a really low power harpoon with 8.8 overdrive is still worse than a harpoon with 7.2k power with normal overdrive. So this one 7.2k power. I will use a overclock with no rune. That's 1.2 mil. And now the other harpoon, which is like really low stats, 3.5k power. But I will do it with a godly overdrive. This actually went down to 1.1 mil because I don't have a giraffe on there. But yeah, as you can see, this one is 1.04. See, so that's with a 300% boost. So it's still worse than no overdrive rune with higher power stats. So yeah, that's for people who are gonna complain. So I think maybe the only unfair thing I used is the tank. Maybe the tank is a bit too good. I could remove the upgrades as well, like I added this in. I'm not sure if it's fair. You let me know if you think this setup is fair or not. Okay, so go on the keep. Don't do hardcore. I'm starting wave 22. You can start on wave 21 if you want to upgrade everything. But I'm using godly overdrive, so I'm not gonna upgrade any of my overclock beams. So I need a bit less mana. That's why I start on wave 22. But the fused healing aura here, if you tank the boss on this side, as you can see, it gives 30% rift armor, which is really helpful for your first kill if you are struggling to tank the boss. The other one up here, you want this aura to slow this whole lane. Put one on the tree, up here, one in the middle. A gas trap, which is no runes and 5k range. which is fine. For the spider, make sure it covers the whole rock. So I'm placing 3 harpoons on this rock and 2 beaming blossoms. Make sure the harpoons can focus both lanes, or all the lanes actually. So one beaming blossom should focus this way and the other one there. Using 3 overclock beams. That's it for this side. One more trap here. Trap down here. So up here is going to be pretty easy. Just 4 harpoons. This last harpoon I'm facing, making sure it faces that way. Sometimes I forget to close the portal, and then a Jin can come from that side. I'm just giving these some upgrades so I don't have to go back here. So 1 overclock on each one. And then the last 3DU on a shrine, which will help a lot with the boss. If you are struggling with the waves, you should close the portals, which will make it a bit easier for your defenses to kill everything. I think for most the waves aren't the issue, it's just the boss. I'll try to leave some portals up to speed it up a bit. The waves are pretty boring, but yeah. the waves are just like collect all the mana and upgrade your, or I mean repair your auras and your traps every now and then so they don't die. But apart from that, it's just a waiting game until the boss comes. Wave, so it's not hardcore, so you can just go to the next wave without picking all the mana up first. Like if it's hardcore, the mana will disappear. The spiders can be a bit annoying, especially during the boss. the build is pretty solid, even with low stats. I have the overdrive of course, but still. As you saw in the comparison, it's still pretty low. And even with this setup, without upgrading the overclock beams, I got to the boss on Junior difficulty. But the boss was a bit too strong for my tank not to handle. Just killing the portals to be safe. These skeletons are getting pretty close. So I think after you upgraded your defenses, you want to upgrade the healing aura. And the shrine, which will help with the boss. They even got the fences even got hit by spiders or by the skeletons. So 30 seconds before the boss. Just repair some traps if you haven't yet. But mine should be fine. So with the spinning steel, you instantly get him on this lure, which is pretty good. Like spinning steel is a really good passive for Squire. So watch out for the spiders. There's a few here. Yeah, see it's pretty hard even with the... So if he jumps, dodge it. And then with your heal you can heal up. can also kite him around a bit. I'm lagging. Ouch, spiders. As you can see, I'm also refreshing my blood boil all the time because of low MP regen. Oh. Alright, there we go. So yeah, pretty easy, even with low stats. If you think my tank is too good or something, or my stats are not fair with the godly runes, you should let me know. Then I will try to make a video with even lower stats. And, thanks and good luck with your run.